Alright, so we're going back to carving sticks again, and I'm actually going to start this new stick today. This is the dragon stick that you saw in the first video. Hopefully you saw it. If you didn't, you can go back and watch that. I'm still working on the legs and the arms, but the belly's all done. Not done, but pretty good. It's got a couple broken spikes, but that was just the way the stick was. So we used the stick, you know, how it was presented to us. I'm probably going to put in some details into these bones that are sticking out. But this bark that's left on here with this texture, I'm going to tint kind of a reddish color with a red wash, real faint see-through red wash. Just a wet rag with red paint, and just barely put it on so that most of the skin's got kind of a reddish color. Now when I get down to the bottom here, this is going to get burnt, torched, and I left this little nub on here because if this goes into the soft mud, this will hold it above the ground some. But this is, and I'll probably wrap this with some wire, maybe brass wire. This will get real charred up and through here, which will not only protect the stick but strengthen it. And then it'll probably lighten up as it comes up. And I may do some flames, painted flames down here. But I need you to leave in the comments. This is the head part up here above this last thing. Okay, and the belly comes up to here. So somewhere in here there's going to be a head. Should I come up so far and cut this and then turn this and shape the head out of a turned piece of wood that I'll peg and glue and make like a neck so the head's turning this way like this pencil would be? Or should I make the head going straight up this stick, carved right into this stick, maybe started at this nub here where it's a little thicker, see? Kind of looks like a head. And I could make its mouth up this way. Now either way, I plan on putting the handle strap through the mouth of the dragon, so it's kind of like a bridle, and I'll probably make that with metal and then a leather strap so you can put it around your hand. And then this whole thing's going to get coated and clear coated. Now what I might do is just paint some highlights and muscles and stuff into these arms and then epoxy them so they kind of blow up, kind of like a bubble type thing. You know how you see the ember globes or the epoxy globes, and the stuff inside it looks like it's bigger than it is. Now all this loose bark gets glued and clamped and held down before it gets coated. All this will have like a reddish color to it, and I'll go through with a sponge and stuff and make it look reddish. I might leave the white, and then the bark will get the red on it. So it's going to be a red dragon when we're done. But we're going to step off from working on that one, let you guys decide how I should do that head, and we're going to jump onto this next stick, which this stick is our elephant stick. Now I've chosen this stick for the elephant stick because of all the bug grooves in it and the color. And look, some of these already look like elephants, and that's the plan on this one. This one's going to go in a totally different direction than the dragon one. This will be very minimal. We'll just make it look like, see, there's already an elephant there. And we're just going to highlight its ears and very minimal carving, make these look more like trunks. This one, it's not an elephant, so it may be like a water buffalo or something that's around there. I may do some color in foliage. I may do some foliage along the sides of this in between animals and you know, tropical plants, and I may color those in just a basic color. But I want this to be a very minimal so that the elephants kind of just come out of the stick on their own because they're already basically there. Now I've started down here and I've chosen to change. You can see here I put an eye in there, and you can see how it kind of looks like an elephant, but I want this to be an elephant's foot because this is the bottom of the stick. Let me stand this up. So I want that to be an elephant's foot, and that be the elephant's head. And it kind of looks like one now, see? And we could mold that into something. But if I stand back, it actually looks like the elephant's eye is up in here somewhere, rather than way down there to me. For the foot and the trunk to be, you know, sized right, the eye to me is somewhere up in here where that black dot is there, not down here. So I'm going to jump up to this next elephant and start, since I've decided to go a new route, I'm going to start on this second one. I'm going to be very decisive on where to put the eyes, and I'm going to look at it away from it and close. And I think the ear is going to be somewhere in here. And I'm just going to lightly bring out this elephant. See how it's all wrinkled and stuff? And then it'll just kind of meld back into the stick. So the areas that I do carve will lighten up, you can see here. So I'm going to use an ash water, just ashes from the fire, and a little bit of water and a little bit of vinegar, and re-gray those areas once I'm done carving, because I just want it to be gray. And then I may use some muted tones to highlight some areas. But I'll try to figure out what to make every one of these little nubs into something. Has to do with elephants or things in the elephant area. And carve them out just very simplistically. I don't know what the word is, but at the top of here, this elephant will have its probably eyes in here somewhere, and its ears will come up, and the ears will be the top of the stick, and then we'll take out, and it'll be a round top head up here, so you'll have ears on both sides, and then you'll be able to see the head, and it'll kind of go down its back and back into the stick. So this will be kind of like finished off somewhere in here, wherever the ears are, instead of going up this way. And the handle will be down in here. Now I am going to focus more on the handle. I'm going to take out quite a bit of area, maybe a 1/4 inch of this wood all the way around, and I'm going to inlay some leather so it's more comfortable to hold, and then braid it in the back, and probably let the loops hang down so that you can put it on your wrist. That way if you drop your stick, you still can pull your stick back to you. So these are going to be very time consuming, because I have to be selective, and I'm going to make very minimal carvings, but I'm going to map them all out with a pencil, and then make very minimal carvings, probably with this Dremel and this little B-shaped point, and just so you can tell what I'm seeing in the stick, which is basically evident there already, but it'll make more sense when I'm done. So let's get started. So looking back at this, I think there's an eye somewhere in here. The head comes around here, and it looks to me like the ear. Even though this dives off here, I think it should come back a little further. Come down in here, and then this would be the top of the head of the... Let me look back. I'll make a few different marks on here. It's hard to see with the pencil. When I go to Dremel, we'll just shut the...
I can see it.
We will shut the audio off, and then I think the ear will come back around in here somewhere, and we'll probably take some of this out and put some, like, you know, waves of the ear in here. And I'll just let this fade off into here probably. Now the other side, head's coming around here. Let's see. Trunk comes up, eyes are in here maybe. Or even down in here. This one, the eyes over here. Yeah, maybe even right down in here. With the head coming around here. Out to the trunk. Which is the same issue I was having down there. I had to try to carve this out, and I don't want to do that. So I just want to do this ears right here, just this little bit right here. Maybe kind of, maybe not even fan up that way, just kind of this little corner. And then this ear is going to come back. And I don't like the rounded, I like the more straight ear. I think that's up too high, honestly. Maybe come up in here. So you can clearly see that it looks like an elephant now. This lightened part here, this is a little bit of that ash water, and I didn't really work it in there yet, and it's still wet, but you can see how it's a lot darker. I'm gonna go through and make these shadow areas darker, and so that you can really tell that they're elephants, and do something with their eyes. I don't know if I'll put beads in there or something. Now this one I think I'm going to make like a water buffalo. Have his nose down here and probably put some horns up in here. Eyes in here. I'm not sure what I'll do there. This is another elephant. It's got a little bit of markings there. I'm just going to kind of highlight that. Where the eyes are. He's kind of looking like that. And then do something with that trunk. And then this one up here. Has a lot more to it, but I want to get these ears started so I know where to take this off and then round this top, and you'll probably be able to see the back of the ears and everything. So this is going to have a lot more to it, but once it's all done and I have a little bit of color, and I'm going to sand in between these areas, so this will be smooth and these will be wrinkled, it'll really make a lot more sense, and it'll be a really cool stick. So I'm gonna keep going. I think this looks like a wildebeest, and its horns usually come out like this, kind of curve up, but we're going to take this one around and have this the tip of the horn, so I'll have an ear right here, and then the horns will come around and it'll look like it's coming out. Its mouth will be here, that's its eye, and then on this side its eyes there, its mouth here, the ear will be here, and the horns will come out and around, just kind of come back here. this will be the cooler side for sure. Okay, so I got this one more elephant to do. There may be some other things we do, like there's a nub here that I haven't done anything with. I talked about with my wife, the Gypsy, if maybe we turn this into like some foliage or something. I'm not sure. We got a couple of these we got to figure out. I'm gonna get this top elephant marked out because the top of this stick's gonna get cut off here. You'll see the shape of the head and the tips of the ears will stick up, and then there'll be the back and there'll be a tail. So you're gonna see all of this up in here in the stick, unlike you do here. And I'm gonna fix the bottom where I screwed up and get some of this sawdust in there with some glue, and then sand in between these elephants I have. And I got some ideas for the feet, so you'll have to come back and see what I do there, because between this elephant and this elephant will all be sanded and cleaned up. Same thing around here, and yada yada. So they will stand out really good, and we're going to re-gray some of these areas that I did cut. So these areas that these elephants are going to be real gray. This will be this whiter color, and there'll be a handle here. But I'll put the handle on and show you what we did, or finish this, probably finish this up with you, put the handle on, and maybe start the dragon one if you guys decide, because you guys are going to decide in the comments, do I turn the head or carve it straight? Make sure you comment, because that's what's going to decide how I do it. Alright, I'm going to get this mapped out, and then we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for this video, and we'll see you on the next video. Keep finding the art and everything.
Peace, y'all.